and welcome to yet another episode of Chess and Wine. My name is ADB, coming back to you with some more updates on the current politics happening around Chess South Africa regarding around the elections, because it's election time and there's a whole lot happening, and we have seen that even Fide, in fact, has opened up for objections after releasing the candidate list for the elections. Now, these objections have been coming in from all sides. You had your parents, or a group claiming to represent parents, coaches, and players, maybe and administrators as well. They probably claim to represent everyone. Starting a petition, which has already reached over 253 signatures. We don't know whose signatures these are. It might be signatures of random nobodies. It might be signatures of any other person that had access to change.org or whatever. And I don't know if video really will take that seriously. But again, that's just what happened. People are taking action. It's what they see, what they feel. But again, is it people or is it just one person? We don't know. But obviously we'll come back to that. Another very important one coming in from a different from a province, from a different stakeholder. A region, and I'm sure that there's a lot more regions or provinces that have already lodged their complaints, which are reasonable for me, as I think, because I've also spoken about that in the previous in the previous video, where we were saying that people must step up and at least try to find some information, and like this one, that at least they try to get some clarity. Obviously, we don't know what's wrong, what's going on, what happened. Because look at this. Check the candidate list, for instance. Right, I've just put it on the screen right now, and you can see that there is actually 9 candidates. And in fact, look at this. So there's only how many provinces? 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, it's only 3 provinces that have done nomination. So 4 nominations have come from the Northern Cape, 4 nominations have come from KZN, and 1 nomination has come from Limpopo. So it's quite crazy. So what about the other provinces? Because they may have had meetings, right, where they try to nominate people and their nominations didn't go through. But why? Why were their nominations failing? Why? That's the one question that the provinces or the region that I've seen is asking, is trying to find clarity on. Because it doesn't make sense that only 5 or only 4 provinces, in fact, it's 1, 2, oh yeah, then also there's, yes, it's crazy. It's only Northern Cape, KZN, and Limpopo. Those are the only 3 provinces that have that have made nominations, and the other provinces just seconded. So now you're telling me that all the other 6 provinces out of the 9 provinces that we have in the country could not have passed their nominations. For what reason? I don't know. It's so crazy. Maybe the relationship with the other provinces is not as good, but maybe it's just something that is within the group. It's a group thing. But maybe again they couldn't find seconders, because as I'm hearing from some of the people within the circle of the president, is that some of these people that were nominated were people who could not take action against Hendrik du Toit in a time when everybody in South Africa was expected to say something, speak up against this injustice that is happening, that is being caused by HdT and JMS. Honestly, so if you couldn't get up to fight or get up to recognize, to say that things, you see, there's some of those people that would like to tell you, no, I don't care about politics, I just want to play chess. I don't want to be involved in politics, I just want my kid to play chess. When things favor them, that's only when things are going their way, when people will tell you that. But when things change, then they get up and now they get involved in politics. But others are probably the people that have been benefiting from the Hendrik du Toit era, and now maybe they're being extended for nomination, and their nominations are failing. But whatever reason it is, we need to find out why. Like, provinces, they have the right to, because if they mandated you as a provincial leader to say, please now go nominate this person and find backing, find a province that will support our nomination, and then you come back and you don't give feedback to say these are the reasons why our nominations have failed, then you're not a good leader as well. That's a problem. There's a problem with that. So the one what do we call? The one funny, it's not even funny. The one, what do you call this, man? Is it an objection? Yes, it's also a complaint. It's also a sort of, an outcry from a province, which states that the list of candidates is incomplete as a consequence of intentional misconduct on the part of their province. So the list is not true. It's not a true reflection of the legally nominated list of nominees their nomination, their duly nominated nominees were not nominated as mandated. In other words, their provincial council, their provincial leaders, or provincial council mandate was not carried out as a result, and the legality of the nomination and the selection process was compromised. This is something that they could probably need to deal with within their province. So maybe now it's their provincial leaders who were delegated to obviously send the nomination who did not fulfill that. So obviously it's not between Fide and us. But again, it's a concern. So now again, if they're writing it to their province, it's fine. And the second part is the only nominee for this position should be disqualified because of their failure to truthfully carry out his mandate as instructed by the province. I don't know. Well, is that something that could be done? I don't know. So yeah. So is it possible again for provinces or regions to now object to delegates? Is it not too late to object to delegates at this point? It might be. Again though, really sincerely, provinces need to go back to their constituents, to their council, and explain why their nominations did not go through. Unless all the other provinces are happy that their nominations went through and their people were nominated or not nominated because they couldn't find backing, and they understand that it's just some of those people who have never been in any chess structure before. Because again, some nominations were ludicrous. Because if you find that there were some people who were nominated who have never been known to be in any chess structure whatsoever. I don't know, but again, these provinces need to provide reasons. Like with some calls that I got from some of the presidents, they explained to me. I understand after they explained to me, but you don't understand because they haven't explained to you. So again, they owe it to you to explain. And then I was happy with KZN Chess, the leader of the KZN Chess, very proactive. Mr. Ngubane Lindoguthi and their secretary, they actually released a very good press release where they explained their thing that for their 11 districts, they carried out everything as they were expected, and there's no objection from within their province. We don't know about the other provinces. So maybe the other provinces, maybe Gauteng did not have a nomination to send forward, or maybe they couldn't get a, what do you call this? They couldn't get a seconder. Maybe Western Cape did not have the nomination, or they couldn't get a seconder. Maybe Free State didn't have a nomination. Free State doesn't really have anything. Maybe Mpumalanga did not have a nomination, but again, Mpumalanga does not have anything. Maybe Limpopo did have one nomination, which went through. So again, with all the other provinces, they need to check and find out what happened. We just need that. So yeah, maybe Fide could also but maybe the thing is, if it didn't get a seconder, it didn't make it to Fide. So it's again not Fide's business. Fide just deals with what they received. The nomination and the seconder. The nominating province and the seconding province. You see what I mean? So everything is still fine in Fide land. Fide is okay with what's happening. They're happy. They got everything as they expected. But what we are not happy about is just the fact that there's just one candidate for each position, which makes it seem crazy. And obviously some of us will seem, not that we were thinking that there would be no elections. We understand that because I saw a comment from another viewer, from another subscriber in the previous video saying there's a misconception that when there's one candidate, when there's only one candidate, there won't be elections. We know that there will be elections. But again, will there be voting? Yeah, maybe. But again, that's that point where they say if there's a minimum required number of voters required for a vote to pass, right? Like if out of the 9 provinces or the 18 votes, or the 10 provinces and the 20 votes, the 20 voters, because obviously Playcom is also included, 2 votes per province. So that's like 18 votes from the 9 provinces plus 2 votes from Playcom, that's 20 votes, right? So if, for instance, they say you need to have at least 10 votes in order to win the position. So if it happens that some of those provinces decide to abstain from voting, withhold the vote because they've been decided, it's been decided from within their provinces or their councils that we are not voting for this person, we're not voting for this person, withhold their votes, and let's see if there's a way that the other people that you don't want to see on the position win. But then what would that do? You see, now that's another disaster. Because we need chess to continue. You see what I mean? We don't need any more delays. And it seems like there's more delay tactics that are coming up. And there's another very, very interesting letter. And I'm not supposed to be laughing at this because when Hendrik du Toit is back to his tricks again. It's a letter from the attorneys representing the Chess Executive Board, the current Chess South Africa Executive Board, which is directed to Fide. Wait, it's a very long letter which I'm going to try and share with you here in picture form. But obviously, they are against this decision of 6 October, which was the decision of Fide to call for elections in South Africa. So they are not happy with it. They think that Fide only communicated and consulted with SASCOC and has not included them. And now they are saying Fide has to consider. Let me just look at the last part where they say our request, Chess SA's request to Fide, is our client wishes to appeal to Fide to reconsider its decision of 6 October 2023 to hold elections for Chess South African Expo and revoke the decision. So Fide must revoke this decision. You're crazy. All right, and the other part is Fide is requested to support and liaise with the current Expo of Chess South Africa in order to assist Chess South Africa in ensuring that the provincial structures become compliant and that it should be afforded a reasonable period to become compliant, which include the holding of the democratic elections in terms of their constitution. This Expo had 1 full year after the court granted them this powers to become, the legitimate executive board of South Africa. 1 full year to assist provinces with achieving this good standing criteria. And all they did was suspend them. And now they're saying they want more time, they want another chance. After we are seeing the light, after we see things happening, like we see an improvement, no way. It doesn't make sense. Fide, don't, please. So yeah, another point is obviously this will require monitoring and details can be discussed and worked out in cooperation between Fide and Expo of Chess South Africa. You know the funny thing is that it is said that the Chess Expo, this current Chess Expo, was part of the meeting that came to this decision of 6 October of holding elections in this way. They didn't say anything then. But now that the ball is already rolling and they see that things are changing, they see the future is looking, they are like, okay, now I think it's slipping away from our hands now and we did not finish what we were trying to do. We need more time. I don't know what they're trying to do in the background, but maybe there are some things that they're trying to do. So, hey, so yeah, this is some stalling tick. It's crazy. So, yeah, this other part says, should Fide continue to enforce the elections in the manner as announced in communication of 6 October 2023, there is a real risk that the process will be undemocratic and flawed and not in the interest of the promotion of the sports of chess in South Africa or chess players. It will also be unlawful and will create a new legitimacy crisis for the Expo of Chess South Africa. Now, but because it's crazy. Because again, there's a part here in the document where they speak about the provinces not being in good standing, not being compliant with the good standing criteria. But again, I remember there was a discussion, or even in the previous communication from Fide, that the provinces without good standing will be assisted, at least be given some, what do you call that? And it will be excused for now, just for the purpose of running these elections. And SASCOC is actually the Sports Confederation of some of the provinces has agreed to allow or to at least declare them in good standing for this period. And then they'll come later on and work towards it, because right now it's just a matter of trying to fix things, because this needs to start from the top down. But again, there are some people that still argue that instead of starting at the top, we needed to just go to the bottom first, start with clubs, and then the regions, and then the provinces in good order, and then have the national chess elections. But again, the decision was taken that we're starting from the top, and if we're starting from the top and working our way down, it's still okay, right? I don't know, but hey, we think that's still fine. Because if obviously they get us an expo that will be able to help us get back from the bottom, like the expo now comes back to fix the provinces which are not fixed. Provinces which are not fixed come back down now to assist the regions. Or maybe from the national now, we go all the way down to start clubs, and then the clubs, the regions, and then the regions up to provincials. Because then the provincials will just be nullified after these elections. The provinces will be nullified after these elections. Those who are not in good standing, they're just needed for the votes. And if they vote, they finish voting, then they'll go back to try and reestablish the provinces through the regions. Whew. We don't know. But again, here's a threat coming. You know that these letters from the Detroit lawyers always come with some threats. So here's the threat. Listen to it. Should Fide be unwilling to reconsider and revoke its decision and persist therewith, Chess SA, through its expo, will have no choice but to declare a dispute with Fide and invoke the dispute resolution provisions in Article 35 of the Fide Charter by way of an appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sports, that's CAS, which is in Switzerland. In such event, we shall be pleased if Fide could advise us of any internal procedures and remedies that must first be exhausted internally with Fide before our client proceeds with an appeal to CAS. In such event, our client then also calls upon Fide to at least suspend the decision of 6 October 2023 pending the resolution of the dispute in terms of an internal remedy and, if necessary, pending an appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sports. So kindly acknowledge receipt of the letter and favor us with your reply by 15 November 2023. Goodness! So yeah, so there's that now. Again, the action is happening. But it's crazy, and I'm sure this will likely destabilize things. And you see now, I saw the petition going around, which people were obviously, it was at first the intention was for it to go around anonymously, and we had to, and then somebody said, it seems like there is the fingerprints of Hendrik du Toit all over this thing. Who started it? And of course, the person who started it is none other than Joanne Suje from the KZN. No, she's not suspended. But obviously, apparently she's the former treasurer of KZN Chess. So she was secretary of the treasurer of KZN Chess in the previous term, and then she couldn't win in the next term, and then now works with, or even at the time probably, worked with Hendrik du Toit, and apparently after her suspension, she was not happy with the executive committee and didn't want to work well with the executive committee, and went around saying that there are no tournaments happening in the province, which obviously the president of KZN is, what is he doing? Oh yeah, he proved to be untrue, because apparently there's a whole lot of tournaments that are happening in KZN, just not happening in the areas that are favored by certain people. That's, I think, the response from the president of KZN Chess. So apparently there are tournaments happening in KZN, just not in the areas where they want them, where certain people want them to be happening. You see what I mean? So apparently Joanne Suje went as far as to even establish a district which is not under the municipal the demarcations, the government demarcations for obviously the districts in the province. KZN has about 11, and now has another one which is Durban Chairs. Apparently, there's a new district in Durban which is called Durban in KZN, which is Durban Chairs, which is not government what do they call this? You see, most of those districts that we have are the districts that obviously come from the government, from the what is it's there. It's political demarcations. I don't know what they call them, but yes. So that's what we have, right? Like in Tanzania, the 3 regions are also recognized by the what do you call it, man? Like the local government or whatever. It's there. But then this Durban one, only exists in chess. Only in chess, South Africa. Only in chess, right? So they even went as far as to register it with the database of Chess South Africa, where it is now apparently an actual district within chess, only within chess, but it's not part of the provincial demarcations of the KZN. So any other sport does not have Durban as a district, but chess does, because Joanne Suje wanted it. It's crazy, but obviously Joanne Suje will need to be consulted to speak on this as well, because right now a whole lot of information is coming up about her, because she has invoked this. What did she say? She questioned the ethicalness of some of the leaders, and the leaders are coming up with information now, making up stories or telling or sharing stories about her, saying this person is the last person to be speaking about ethics. Apparently, Kenya is also unhappy with Joanne Suje, because apparently she had booked accommodation for herself and kids and of her family during a African Youth Championship or something that was happening in Kenya, and did not want to pay for the whole family, and was now sneaking people in and got caught sneaking people in the hotel room, and then obviously had to be forced to pay. I mean, it's crazy. So yeah, I don't know, but obviously if they say some of the people saying that she even worked with Hendrik du Toit. I mean, this is crazy. So, I don't even know. Because after hearing all of that, it was even crazy because at first I was even supporting that, what do you call it, the petition. Not necessarily supporting it, but happy that at least people are acting, are doing something. But when you see that there is an underhand happening somewhere, like, now people are using us. Hey, we don't benefit with you when you're busy making money out of shares. So don't try to involve us. You're going to make people think that our mouths are looking greasy because we were eating with you. We were not eating with you. But hey, anyway, so that's that. That's what's happening. But hopefully the elections continue without any hiccups, or at least 1 or 2 more nominations. Like candidates, like please, let's just go back to look at the candidate list and then include 1 more candidate for other positions. If not, then again, that's how it is. We continue with the elections. We have a happy Chess South Africa with a new executive board appointed. Oh, my goodness, it's just there's a whole lot ahead of us. We are seeing it, we're happy with it, and I hope you're happy with it as well. But again, our leaders need to convince us that they're good enough, because otherwise there's people that's going to abstain. So we need to see those CVs, we need to see these manifestos. We're happy Mr. Lusuku Denise released his own manifesto, which we were able to share around, where he states what he plans to do, obviously, for the people of chess in South Africa. Mr. Lusuku Denise is committed to, obviously, bringing us more grandmasters in the province. We see that. And obviously wants to increase prize funds for women, promotes women chess, and have a bigger prize pot for women chess, women tournaments, women championships, and so forth. Which is also another beautiful thing, all noble things. And we're happy about that, and we should see more of these promises from the other candidates, so that at least we have something to hold them to, some standard to hold them to. Let them tell us what they plan to do with these positions. Because so far we don't know enough about most of them. But now when we see those manifestos, when we see those CVs, we'll have confidence. I was also surprised to find out that the incoming treasurer is actually a banker. So yeah, I mean, that's something, right? Like, if people were aware of such things, they wouldn't be so uncomfortable with the people in the list, because it's like people we don't know. Now they're coming up and obviously going to be given our country's chess federation like that. We want to find out who they are, and then if you see everybody will be secular. We'll be just happy to hear. Like, I don't know, man. I know what we need. We need more information. So come forth with this information, leaders. Lead. You see. And stop attacking us on social media. Give answers. You see now. You need to now start acting like leaders. If you're supposed to be the president, start acting like a president now. Because, I mean, if you're supposed to be the vice president, start acting like it right now. Don't waiting in the background. Secretaries, start acting like secretary. Come out. Let's see you. Let's hear you. Treasurer, yeah, let's hear you. Who else? Yeah, VP1, VP2, but obviously VP2 is still a contested position. So yeah, man, that's it for me for today. Just updating you about what's happening. So hopefully next time we'll be having those CVs to read, and obviously those manifestos to read with you. Now take a look at the manifesto from the current president of the Eastern Cape Chess Federation, and yeah, decide what you think of it, what you think of him. Good evening.